My wife joked during dinner. I fantasize about my ex-lover when we're together. The words fell between us like glass hitting marble. Quiet at first, then sharp when they sank in. The table went silent. Only the soft hum of the chandelier above filled the space. She laughed a little too quickly, twirling her wine glass like it was nothing. Relax, babe. I'm joking. But her eyes didn't match the joke. I didn't say a word. Didn't even finish my meal. I just pushed the plate aside, stood up, and walked to the garage. She called after me, her voice echoing down the hallway. Oh, come on, Nathan, it was just a joke. But I wasn't listening anymore, because the car I got into wasn't just a car. It was her car, the white Mercedes she loved more than almost anything I could give her, the one she said made her look like a CEO's wife. And the moment that engine started, the moment she heard the tires screech out of the driveway, that's when she started screaming, because she realized what I was driving away with. It wasn't about the car. It was about everything. We'd built our lives on comfort, on presentation, on pretending we were happy enough to impress everyone else. The house, the clothes, the dinner parties, all the illusions of success that made people envy us. But what they didn't see was how far we drifted. Her name was Emily, and she was brilliant, the kind of woman who could walk into a room and own it. When we met, she was everything I admired, confident, ambitious, alive. I loved that fire in her. But somewhere along the way, it turned cold. When my starter took off, I thought it would make us stronger. Instead, it built walls between us. Walls made of silence, late nights, and the kind of success that feeds your ego but stars your marriage. She became restless. I became absent. And love turned into performance. That dinner wasn't random. It was a night after I'd turned down a major investor's deal, the kind that would have made me a multimillionaire overnight. She didn't understand why. You could be one of them, she said. The people who matter. I already matter. I told her, just not in the way you measure it. She didn't answer. Just looked at me the way you look at something you used to want, but can't find value in anymore. So when she made that joke about fantasizing about her ex, I knew it wasn't a joke. It was a confession dressed as humor. The ex she meant was Ethan, the guy she dated before me, an older venture capitalist who'd once called me a risk that won't pay off. And now, she was proving him right. I drove for hours at night, aimless, headlights cutting through the rain. Not angry, not even hurt at first, just hollow. It wasn't until I pulled into an empty overlook outside the city that the first tear came. Because the truth was, I wasn't shocked by her words. I was shocked that I hadn't cared sooner. Somewhere deep down, I'd known this was coming. You can't keep pouring yourself into dreams while someone else keeps looking backward. I sat there in her car, hands shaking, memories flashing. Our first apartment, the night she said she'd follow me anywhere, the mornings when she'd bring coffee to my desk just to watch me work. And then I thought about how she'd slowly stopped doing those things. How "I love you" had become routine, a phrase said out of habit, not heart. The next morning, I came home to find her waiting on the porch, eyes red, mascara smudged. "You took my car?" she snapped. "Are you trying to humiliate me?" I looked at her, the woman I'd once sworn to build forever with, and felt nothing but clarity. "I didn't take your car," I said quietly. "I took ours, the one I bought for us. But since it only seems to matter to you, I figured you should know how it feels when something you think you own drives away." She froze. "You're being dramatic." "No," I said, my voice steady. "You are, every day, with your words, with your lies, with your pretending." Her jaw tightened. "So what, you're leaving?" "Already did," I said, and walked past her into the house. I packed while she stood in the doorway, speechless. When I reached the closet, I saw the small box at the back, the one I'd found months earlier filled with old letters from Ethan. I hadn't touched it then, but now, I picked it up and placed it on the bed. "Seems like you kept a part of your past." I said, "So I'll let you keep it all." 2 months later, I sold the company, not to the investor she'd worshipped, but to his biggest rival. I didn't do it for revenge. I did it for peace, for closure. When the story hit the business pages, local CEO sells startup for $80 million. Her name popped up in my missed calls list 3 times. I didn't answer, because by then, I'd already moved into a small house by the coast. No noise, no pretense, just the sound of waves and the kind of quiet that doesn't demand anything from you. One evening, months later, she showed up. The same Mercedes pulled up in the driveway, headlights slicing through the fog. She stepped out, more fragile than I remembered. "I heard about the sale," she said softly. "Congratulations." "Thank you." "I shouldn't have said what I said that night," she whispered. "I was angry. Stupid. I didn't mean it." "Yes, you did," I said. "You just didn't expect me to hear you clearly." Tears glistened in her eyes. "I miss what we had." I smiled faintly. What we had was beautiful. What we became wasn't. She nodded, defeated. "I guess I just wanted to see you one last time." "You just did," I said gently, and as she walked back to her car, I didn't feel anger or satisfaction, just a strange peace. Because sometimes closure isn't about revenge. It's about finally seeing someone for who they really are and walking away before they turn you into the same thing. I watched her drive off, taillights fading into the fog, and realized something profound. The night she made that joke, I thought I'd lost everything, my marriage, my dignity, my trust. But in truth, I'd only lost the illusion of love. And sometimes, losing that illusion is the only way to find yourself again. When people ask me now what success means, I don't talk about money or cars. I tell them this. Success is sitting alone at a quiet dinner table, looking across at an empty chair, and not wishing anyone else was in it. It's freedom. It's peaceful. It's being whole again.